Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into some absolutely fascinating leaks, confirmed mechanics, and huge narrative theories surrounding our highly anticipated return to the neon-soaked state of Lenida. We're looking at a major shift in how consequences are handled in this world, moving way away from simple chaos into something much, much more grounded. Seriously, think about this for a second. How do you plan to survive when a simple robbery goes completely wrong and escalates into a statewide manhunt? Because based on what we're seeing in these leaks, simply ducking under a bridge and waiting for your wanted stars to just magically blink away, yeah, that's not going to cut it anymore. The rules of survival have fundamentally changed. So to really grasp this new level of danger, we first have to look at the foundation. Section 1, Redefining Open World Realism. Okay, let's dive right into this. The source material reveals some incredibly grounded physical mechanics being built directly into the core of the game. We're talking dynamic body roll, independent multi-link suspension that actually reacts to uneven terrain, and even simulated fluid reservoirs, meaning if you flip a car, it might actually leak oil or fuel. And get this, even carrying heavy gear or wearing thick clothing will actively slow down your movement speed. You'll literally have to make a strategic choice between going in heavily armored but sluggish or staying light and agile. When you compare this to the slightly stiff, kind of omniscient arcade-style handling of GTA 5, these leaks point to a completely grounded chassis simulation. And this isn't just realism for the sake of looking cool, it directly impacts how you escape danger. When you take a hard corner, the tires actually compress against the asphalt to generate grip. That means reckless driving carries a very real physical risk of spinning totally out of control. To put that into perspective, analyzers looking at the leaked footage noticed a brilliantly specific detail. When a dirt bike pops a wheelie, you can see exactly 45% tire flex on that rear wheel, because the entire weight load has shifted to the back. It's a minute detail, sure, but it fundamentally enhances the handling realism and just completely grounds you in the world. And trust me, you'll need all the driving skill you can get. Section 2, Surviving the New Police. The days of the cops having this magical, all-knowing GPS map overlay of your exact position, those are apparently over. We are moving into description-based tracking. So, if an officer or a witness spots you, they report exactly what they saw: the color of your car, your shirt, your face, your last known direction. Changing your clothes or swapping your getaway car isn't just for looks anymore. It's a critical, mandatory survival tactic to break their tracking parameters. And let's walk through how this escalates, because it happens terrifyingly fast. At 1 and 2 stars, they're doing description searches and you actually have the option to peacefully surrender. But at 3 stars, that's when the canine units are deployed. You can't just hide behind a dumpster anymore because they will literally sniff you out through tall grass and cover. 4 and 5 stars bring in helicopter spotters and coordinated SWAT tactics, eventually scaling all the way up to a massive 6-star full military statewide manhunt. But honestly, the real wild card here: everyday NPCs. Committing a crime in a populated area carries a massive, unpredictable risk now. Because even if you don't see a cop for miles, some unseen bystander in a window across the street can pull out their smartphone and trigger a police response before you even realize they're there. Unseen witnesses are basically your worst enemy. So, the crucial point is exactly how you adapt, because body cameras will log your specific face. Throwing on masks and hats during a job is genuine, necessary stealth mitigation. If you're being chased, switching into a common, unremarkable vehicle will immediately break visual tracking. At those higher wanted levels, you're going to have to rely on tracker jammers to disrupt the helicopter GPS. Oh, and those payphones and safe houses, they only work if you've actually managed to break the pursuit first. All right, let's shift gears and talk about our protagonists. Section 3, Dual Characters and Relationships. This is one of the most intriguing leaks from the sources. We're looking at a relationship system heavily inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2's Honor Meter. Jason and Lucia are going to have individual meters tracking their interactions. This means the choices you make will directly influence how missions unfold, potentially creating some deeply branching narratives. You absolutely still have the freedom to play solo, just swapping freely between Jason and Lucia using the classic character wheel. But when you are playing together, their bond, their trust, and their narrative path are totally dictated by your actions. It adds a massive layer of emotional weight to their dynamic. Which brings us to the overarching plot tying all this intense gameplay together. Section 4, The Dark Conspiracy Theory. The official synopsis sets up a very specific scene. We've got Jason and Lucia, young, deeply in love, enjoying the thrill of simple, fun robberies in America's sunniest place. But this fast-paced safety completely shatters when an attempt to make easy money goes horribly wrong, landing them smack in the middle of a massive criminal conspiracy. The theory posits that this fun summer crime spree ends with one fatal mistake. Imagine a routine VIP heist where Jason and Lucia accidentally steal something way too serious. Maybe a laptop or a phone packed with secret materials that belong to a highly corrupt, powerful figure. They don't even realize what they've taken, but that device is pinging their exact location directly to the absolute worst kind of people. Which leads directly to that absolutely chilling realization from the trailer. They got your name, address, they got everything. That digital tracking you thought you could outsmart just led a shadow conspiracy straight to your front door. The fun era of robbing roadside diners? Yeah, that is officially over. And this brilliantly illustrates how the safety of the early game gets completely subverted. Leaked footage points to a frantic, adrenaline-fueled motel ambush. Picture a sweating, terrified Lucia clutching a weapon in the dead of night as heavily armed tactical units breach their room. They're caught entirely off guard and barely make it out alive. This conspiracy completely alters the core gameplay loop. You're no longer just evading standard beat cops in blue shirts doing typical patrol duties. The conspiracy uses a militarized brotherhood, guys geared up in swamp tactical vests and night vision, acting as a terrifying invisible enemy. It's a direct parallel to Red Dead 2's evolution, going from fighting small-time gangs to being relentlessly hunted by the Pinkertons. So, behind the sunny beaches and that upbeat trailer music, the source material points to a very dark, mature story. I have to ask, are you ready for a psychological thriller where the very systems of the game are designed to hunt you and you can trust absolutely no one except your partner? Thank you so much for diving into this analysis of the source material with us today.